Welcome into Rick Renner, Texas High School Hysteria, powered by Ford. Ford is the best in Texas. Subscribe now and follow on YouTube, Twitter, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Odyssey, or any of your favorite streaming platforms. And never miss an episode. Joining me now, the 6th overall pick in the NBA draft by the Orlando Magic, former Duncanville, former Coppell High School standout, McDonald's All-American, 5-star recruit. I can go on and on. He stands at 6'7", maybe 8'7" with hair. The one, the only, Anthony Black. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So good to see you again. It's been just a pleasure to cover your entire career. Now you're living the NBA dream. What's been the biggest transition for you? Because I've always thought of you as a guy that is more NBA ready than anybody I've ever met.
Biggest transition. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a lot more space. So I feel like you have a lot more time to play slower and just play with better pace. So the speed was kind of getting to me at first, but as we've been playing scrimmaging, playing, and at the summer league even, it's starting to slow down for me. So definitely pretty smooth transition as of right now.
You know, the cool thing about the Magic is you can make it back-to-back Rookie of the Years. Do you think about that a little bit and just what a bright future that franchise has?
I think about it. Not very often, though. To be honest, I'm really just focused on getting better and getting ready for the season. You know, it's cool playing on a team with a lot of young talent, like you said, with the Rookie of the Year from last year. So
I thought the Magic played it right when they broke out the big giant hat for your big Texas hair. What did you think about all that? And have you ever had a bad hair day?
Yes, I have definitely had a bad hair. I have them often, actually. But now that the season's coming, I'm going to have to start locking in on that. But no, that was fun. Day after I got drafted, we did that with the content people. So that was my first time meeting them. But yeah, everybody around us, around the team and the organization is super cool. So after that day, after the draft day, I definitely started feeling that like right away.
Well, you're super fast, and I've always kind of wondered, what if you cut that hair and made it a little more wind tunnel tested and more aerodynamic? I mean, you would be even faster.
Yeah, but I'm pretty used to it by now. So I don't know what I would do without it, to be honest.
Well, has there been anybody in the franchise with the Magic that's kind of taken you under their wing, or anybody in the NBA to just kind of help you as you make this next move in your career?
Really everybody from my team right now. Them plus the staff and really just everybody, the front office, everybody involved is pretty hands-on with helping me and my other fellow rookie Jet kind of get accustomed to it. Yeah, everybody's been super cool so far and helpful. So that's always good.
We've always known that you were destined for basketball greatness. I mean, it goes back to when you were a little baby and you had that Fisher-Price basketball kit and you started playing basketball right away and you were into it. What was it that you fell in love with the game of basketball?
I mean, I just feel like it's thought free and it's super fun. So it's a way to, I mean, you can use it as an escape from everything else if you're dealing with stuff outside of basketball. But I really personally just enjoy playing it a lot. And the bonds you make with your teammates and coaches, all that stuff is important too. So there's a lot to like about it for sure.
There's so many kids that dream about being in the position that you are in. What would be your advice to them about how you separate yourself as a youth basketball player? Because you were one of those guys that really did that. You know, you would watch your games and you would look at that court and you would say, that's the best guy in the court every time.
I'll just say really compete. I feel like all my life that's been what I did. I've been super competitive. Yeah, competing and working hard. That's really how you're gonna get to wherever you're trying to go. But you definitely got to compete every game, every day. You wake up, you got to compete with yourself to go to the gym, get better, take care of your body, all type of stuff like that.
People forget about what a great football player you were. You know, back at Coppell High School, you were such a tall receiver. I mean, you're always open over your head, no doubt about that. And you were recruited to actually play football at Baylor, Arkansas, where you played basketball, and at the University of Texas. What was it about basketball that took you away from football? And what did you take from football and soccer, which you also played, to make you a better basketball player?
I mean, I always liked basketball better. So to answer that question about what took me away, it was really just me starting to develop as a basketball player and starting to have a little bit more fun with it and falling in love with like getting in the gym and working and stuff like that. But I definitely think football, I brought over that same type of like physicality and toughness, especially on like the defensive end. And with soccer, I mean, I think soccer is a lot about spacing and angles and, you got to lead pass the ball. So I think that could help with passing in a way, with like just how much I see like what's around me on the court and just being spatially aware. I think that all stems from soccer, at least a little bit.
When you look at football and you look back at it, you know, that you were playing and you were being highly recruited, do you ever wonder, well, what if I would have gone the football route?
I mean, I wonder a little bit, like if I'm at the college games, I can see myself playing college football, being a good college football player, just based off of what I see out of other receivers. But definitely think about it a little bit, but not too much when I'm not actively at a football game or something like that.
You've always been a guy that's prided yourself on defense, and that's something that we don't really see in today's basketball game. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry. Everybody wants to be Damian Lillard and hit those logo threes. Why defense and why the emphasis there, and why does it mean so much to you?
I mean, to be honest, in every sport I played, I've always been better at defense, except football. But I don't know. I think it's an important part of winning. And like I said, since I was a kid, I've always wanted to win everything, even the little things, the dumb things. Like I've always been about winning. And yeah, I mean, I think defense always came easier to me when I was younger. So I hung my hat on that. And then it's carried me all the way through. Just try to compete on both ends.
You're such a great floor general, and I think about your tremendous size and your speed. It seems to be such a big advantage for you because when you're a point guard, you're able to kind of throw over guys and it creates more space. Do you believe that?
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. A lot of the time, like I feel like it helps just with your man guarding you. Like if you're guarded by another point guard, typically you're seeing over him. You don't have to be as worried about him being in the way of the pass or stuff like that. So I definitely think it helps being positionally tall and I'm gonna try to keep using that to my strength. I don't know what just happened there.
It's okay. Hey, there's lots of interruptions. You know, it happens to me all the time. And I've battled through all that. You know, I look back to your Duncanville days. You were on a team that was 35-1, won a state championship. Yeah, it got taken away, but what an unbelievable experience, an incredible talent that you played around with. What was that experience like? Because night in and night out, you guys had the largest target on your back, number one team in the state, if not the nation, and yet you always won and you found a way to get through that.
I think we all embraced it and enjoyed it. I think that's what really made our team good. Because we kind of knew with the players we had, kind of how everybody else viewed it and how everybody wanted us to lose or everybody gave us their best shot. So that was definitely fun. It was fun playing with like a kind of like every game meant something just because of like we go on the road, everybody's going to bring as many people as they can. Every game's going to be as packed as it's been for the other team. So we embraced it. We worked super hard and that was definitely probably some of the most fun basketball up until this point.
It was showtime every single night. And I think about all the great coaches that you've been around in your life. David Peavy obviously is one that pops out a little bit. The maestro, one of the best coaches in state history, what he's been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time at Duncanville. How special and instrumental has he been in your basketball life?
Super. You know, I went to Duncanville. I got a lot better just because of the way him and the rest of the staff pushed me. I came from a school where I was pretty much the best player or one of the two best players. So I kind of got it a little bit easier from the coaching staff. But once I got there, they really pushed me, and they pushed me to be a leader and taught me about leading the team, running the team as a point guard, and just managing the group of guys. So a lot of stuff like that you wouldn't really think about goes a long way, and I think overall helped me out a lot.
Yeah, you think about the DFW and all the battles that you would have. I mean, even in just your district, those were tough battles, with the DeSotos and the Cedar Hills and all that. What do you think about DFW basketball and why it separates from the rest of the country? Because it really seems to be such a hotbed for recruits.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of us have been playing against each other since we were little. And here the best play against the best as much as possible. Like, there's no running from games, running from players. I think overall that's good for like the whole city and really just all the players. I feel like we make each other a lot better. And off the court, it's all like we're all cool. So it's really just us pushing each other to get better. And just the style of basketball we play defense. We play pretty hard. We play fast, and we're usually strong in athletics. So that's why I think right now we got the best basketball all around.
Who are some of the toughest players you went up against in high school?
Toughest players went up against Keontae, Kaysen, RJ, Hampton. My freshman year, he did us bad. Trey White was back in Texas with RJ at the time. Good player. There's probably plenty more. I'm sure there's plenty more, but just off the top of my head, those are like 3 dudes I can think of.
Yeah, you mentioned Keontae. You and Keontae George had a special night on draft night where you were backstage and he was drafted. You were drafted in the first round. What did that mean to you, that moment, seeing a friend of yours and a competitor and the two of you guys going into the league together?
I mean, that clip you seen, that was just like that was just like the best we felt because I've known him since 8th grade, probably our middle school, probably the end of 8th grade is when we started getting close and hanging out, competing. I think every year since then we watched the draft together, and we kind of had it as just like a countdown. To be honest, we not really knowing if it was gonna happen or not. We kind of just like, we're gonna be in this many years, we'll be in position. Then next year it's like, okay, it's 2 years away. Then the last year it's like, okay, it's 1 year, we're about to go to college. So that moment was just special, having like basically grown up with him towards the end of like my young life. It was just special. It's like, that's my guy. So didn't expect to see him because all the stuff you have to do after you get drafted is like a whole lot of media stuff, and ended up seeing him. So we were super happy.
Pretty awesome. I mean, it's not often that you have 2 good friends like that being drafted in the first round, huh?
Yeah, not at all. That's another reason that it was just so special for us and our families even.
Well, looking at those Arkansas teams that you were a part of, man, they look like an NBA starting 5. I mean, you think about Jordan Walsh, who won a state championship at Faith Family in the Oak Cliff. How about those teams that you guys had at Arkansas, and what do you think made you guys stand out?
I mean, we had a pretty good squad. Coach Muss recruited a lot of talent, and I don't think he was really worried about making things work like fit or nothing. We were just getting the best players we could. And I think naturally we gelled well as a group as the season got closer to the end. And we were super athletic. We defended. We were pretty much Showtime every time we played. Like, we had highlights. We had we went up and down like every team. We were super young though, so that was bound to happen. But we just had a lot of talent. And then Coach Muss did a good job once we got there of coming up with game plans and getting us in position to win.
Yeah, you think about what you were able to do in your last season. You get to the NCAA tournament, you take out the defending champion and the number 1 seed, Kansas. It was just absolutely electric as you guys brought Arkansas basketball back onto the map of the national championship stage. What was that whole experience like?
Yeah, the tournament is crazy. That's like the best. It's like the most fun basketball you can play, honestly. You're playing on national TV, the whole world is watching. The whole world watches the tournament. It's not just us. So you're playing there on a big stage with your teammates. It's high stakes. win or go home. And then to get a win like that over the team who was predicted to win or at least make it to the Final Four was huge. Just based off of like what we were seeing, people's predictions, all type of stuff like that. All that made the moment that much better. So that was definitely probably like the most fun win of my life, the Kansas win. Even though I didn't play great, like the win was just so much bigger than all that.
Are you looking forward to those Eastern Conference showdowns with the Boston Celtics and Jordan Walsh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we played him 3 or 4 times this year, so be cool playing against Jay Walsh. Been playing against him basically my whole life as a basketball player, so it'll be cool to continue that.
You were so loved by the Hog fans there at Arkansas. And I think about your head coach. He's quite a character, Eric Musselman. You probably learned more life lessons from him that had nothing to do with basketball, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. That was really – he tried to make everything into one of those. Basketball's taking him a lot of places, taught him a lot of stuff. So he did a good job of sharing all that with us and trying to prepare us for life after college, which is now what 4 of us are doing.
I love that video when you did the back to school video with him. I mean, you just never knew what you were going to do with this guy. Oh, yeah. What was it about him that kind of made you guys believe you could do something that you didn't know was possible?
His energy. You know, he's very confident and he's very energetic. And just hearing what he was saying before, I'm assuming he's talking about the Kansas game, hearing what he was saying before that game, he's like, yeah, we're about to beat him. You know, it's going to be a good game. But we're made for March and we're tough. We did a lot of stuff up until this point for the moment. So just the level of confidence he had in us and instilled in us before the games, that was a super underrated part about what Coach did for us.
I think about all your accolades and accomplishments, and you've been a part of so many big games on every stage of the level all the way up. You won gold on that under-18 team. We know you're going to be on the Olympics someday. You played on the McDonald's All-American team. What about those experiences and being around the best talent that there is and being one of the stars? What does that do for you as you get to this next level now?
I think it prepared me well because especially at Arkansas and you know, having played in the FIBA, just you're playing with good players. So the NBA is going to be the same thing. Often you're not going to be the best player on the court, and you're going to have to know play with other talent and make your teammates better. So I think all that helped me for sure. I feel like I'm good at playing with good players. I know how to let players go when they're going or get players going when they're not. So I think everything all tied in and helped with that.
Well, there's another Black on the way, the great Beckham, a youngster who is really fun to watch in some of the YouTube videos. I know you try to see as many games as you can of your younger brother. How would you compare him to where you were at his age? Is he better?
Oh, for sure. He's much better, I would say.
Wow.
Just he understands the game a lot better than I did at that age. I feel like he understands the game just like I do. He reads the floor pretty well too. So he has a smart mind at his age for basketball.
You see him following in your footsteps and getting to the NBA?
If he keeps working hard, yeah, I see it. Like I said, he's smart. He knows how to play. He knows how to make his teammates better. And yeah, he's good all around. So as long as he keeps working hard, I think he has a chance to do it.
Well, your biggest cheerleader obviously is your mom. Tell me about how instrumental she has been in all of this for you.
I mean, she's been everything. You know, she always supported me growing up with whatever I wanted to do. She would do whatever she could to make any sport work that I wanted to play. So that also that combined with the way she really just wanted me to have fun, and it was never really pressure from her. You know, she would tell me about myself when I wasn't playing hard or I didn't play well, but she just kept the main thing, having fun and supporting me. No matter, she would be supporting me if I didn't play sports right now. So she's definitely a huge, most important part to everything that's going on, me and my brother.
I know it was such an emotional night for her and you and your family on draft night. Did it make you think about all the sacrifices that she has made to put you in this position to get here?
100%. No, I just had to thank her like for everything. You know, that night is kind of the night that all of the stuff is preparing for. And without her, like I wouldn't have made it to half of the stuff I did. So yeah, that night was very emotional in a good way, though, for sure.
Well, let's put you now in the driver's seat of the Ford F-150. Tell me the top 5 players that you have ever played with.
Played with, top 5? I'm going all Dallas, so I'll say Key, Jordan, Kaysen. Played with. Key, Kaysen, Jordan, Dallas. I'm trying to think of us. We got some good players.
Duncanville was loaded.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ron for sure. Ron Holland. That was an easy one. And I'll do those 4.
There we go. We can't leave anybody out. That's the big thing. We can't leave anybody out. Yeah, well, I look at the NBA 2K24, and you only had a 73 rating. I don't know if they just give that to all the rookies. Were you cool with that, or do you think it should have been higher?
No, I'm cool with that. That's just the dude who makes 2K. That's just his judgment. So, everybody has an opinion like that. If everybody had a game, I would be probably from a 2 overall to 100. So that's just a certain man's opinion on this one. That's just his certain opinion. So that's fine with me.
I look at you and, the thing that I've marveled about you covering you all these years is what an unselfish player you are. And that is a very hard thing to pull off. When you're expected to score so much and facilitate to your teammates at the same time, how do you pull that off?
I think to be honest, I think I see the game up until this point, at least I've been able to read the game a lot easier than some of my peers or people I'm playing against. So I use that to my strength. And I'm also just passionate about seeing my teammates do well. So I like doing that. And then also, I feel like I'm pretty good at knowing when I need to be aggressive and pick up the scoring or anything like that. So definitely just get my teammates involved first. But, depending on the flow of the game, at least in college and high school down, that was going to depend. That was going to say how aggressive I was or how much pressure I applied, really.
So tell me about what an average training week is like for you. How many shots are you putting up, and how do you come up with these moves?
I mean, a lot of the moves I come up, like you said, is just I see what I naturally do in the game and then I go rep it. So I clean it up a little. And I watch a lot of film, so I see some counter moves I could have made, and often go in the gym and rewatch it and try to rep it and clean it up. But shooting wise, just a lot of shots, just as many shots as I can shoot in a day, while also getting the necessary rest and recovery. Yeah, I mean, it's all work. It's a lot of film and a lot of intentional work. So definitely a lot of intentional work.
Well, now that Orlando is going to be your home away from home, have you been to Disney World yet? And if so, what's your favorite ride?
I haven't went yet, but I haven't went. I need to go. I do need to go.
You need to check it out. I mean, because every time you go anywhere, it's like I'm going to Disney World, like you won something. No, you're just going home after a long road trip. Well, yes. Anthony, continued success. Stay humble, my man. I'm so darn proud of you, and can't wait to see what you do in your rookie year.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Thanks for checking out Rick Renner, Texas High School Hysteria. Make sure you subscribe and never miss an episode. You can catch us on YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Odyssey, or any of your favorite streaming platforms. Tune in, and we will see you soon.